ladies and gentlemen, I think we're ready. It's time. It's about time we got this show back on the road. All the issues have been resolved, and now we finally have it. The New York Subliners taking on Minnesota Røkkr, and I'm very excited for this. So, without further ado, Chance, sorry, mate, hold that thought, keep your mouth shut. Let's get on with the show. It's time to meet one of our two teams now coming on stage. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Minnesota Røkkr.
Røkkr certainly come to play.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it.
Oh, Priestahh.
It's Standy! Cuts them all down. What was that?
Bang! MajorManiak, 200 IQ, 10 out of 10 play. Oh my word! But Dashy's going to save the day. Røkkr, our kings of the north.
Minnesota Røkkr, we give them a warm welcome here to the stage in Arlington, Texas, and of course the debut for Standy. First time we've seen him play in a major tournament on LAN, and we cannot wait to see what he can bring to the table. The rest of the squad, though, of course, Standy attached, MajorManiak and Priestahh. What a squad! What a squad of absolute units. Can't wait to see what they do, Chance. This should be a fun series indeed.
I had no idea Standy was the tall one on the team. That honestly blew my mind. First time I've seen him stand up in my entire life, but I mean, yeah, absolutely. LAN debut, and again, the impact he made when he first joined this team was nothing short of spectacular. Again, taking down OpTic many ways back. One of the toughest teams to have in your first debut. And well, now his LAN debut, he also gets fed to a different kind of beast in the Subliners. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how the kid can do.
Great work, though. Again, your first match on LAN, and you're going up against one of the oldest vets, one of the GOATs in the league, of course, Clay on the other side of the stage there for New York Subliners. For me, it's exciting to see again. We saw that, you know, touches of greatness again. A lot of debuts today, a lot of first times. I wonder if Standy will be another one of those players that will walk away from today and say to ourselves, he's the real deal. Didn't shake whatsoever coming out in that first big match. He went all the way and he proved to us why he's one of the rookies of the year. Same thing can be said though for the New York Subliners. The other side of that stage, both Mack and HyDra, first time here on the big stage with the lights, with the cameras, with you watching from home. We'll see if they can bring the goods. Now, time to welcome to the stage their opponents. Yellow and black, not a bumblebee. It's the New York Subliners. What a kill that was. I'll see you in league play later, boys and girls.
Clayster though has a couple players in front. He gets the two-piece, gets the third. There's the first, those one more is inside. Fantastic movement, shots on point, keep the streak going.
It was a matter of moments before we saw this map potentially wide open. The New York Subliners, a team riddled with difficulties since the start of the 2021 season, and now they find themselves in a new predicament, but we welcome them nonetheless to the stage with their chests beaten. We'll see how they go. The Subliners for Clayster, Decemate joining the roster, and we welcome, of course, Mack and HyDra to the big stage for the very first time. I remember my first time, Chance. It was a little bit like this. Massive cameras everywhere, lights, you name it, and your friends all around you. What a show this will be, though, again, for the New York Subliners, mate. Decemate, how quickly can he fit into the system, Chance? How quickly can he get on the road with the crew? That's the question for me.
And it's a very big question indeed, because Decemate and Seany, when you're looking at those two players, not really the most similar of play styles. They sort of bring different things to the table. So it'd be interesting to see if Subliner just kind of say, Decemate, go rogue, do whatever you want, just play at your best and try to get comfortable. Or if they try to fit him into their system. It's going to be interesting to watch how this team can make it progress, but make no doubts about this squad. They have had to deal with everything throughout this year. Visa stuff, Zuma's injury, 3 different roster combinations that they were trying to work out like before the year even started. We talk about a team who has dealt with adversity and consistently come out on top. I mean, I picked Subliners for the series, just to go ahead and throw that out there. I know they're dealing with just an onslaught of things throughout the year, but they've always had so much success that at this point, it's kind of hard to doubt them.
I agree. If anyone's going to bounce back, if anyone's got the resolve, it is them. It really is. Map number 1's almost on its way, friends. Again, if those of you are wondering what's coming up, it's Garrison. It's all over the screen. and it's going to be on your screen in just a moment. Again, for the New York Subliners, it's a tough one. And now you're going to see the rookies go at it on LAN for the very first time. Will they bring the same intensity and fury that we've seen them bring online? Headsets on, Paco, it's now time to go, my friend. For Clayster, this is truly another day in the office, and the same for Decemate. Plenty of LANs under his belt. He's seen the many bright lights many times before, and on the other side of the stage chance for Røkkr once again. Will they have the same intensity? Will they be able to keep that hot hand that they've had going into this series and bring it today? Maps and modes once again, pals. If you're just wondering where we're going here, Garrison Raid, Garrison Checkmate, Express Game 5. Shotzzy already touched upon this earlier. Again, it's the search and destroys that we really need to see Minnesota steal. You still feel that way?
Well, I mean, again, you could just pretty much put a stamp on this series of just who the hell knows, right? Anytime you bring in a new guy on the squad. Generally speaking, though, yes, you favor the Subliners for the hard points by quite a fair bit, and these are two very good maps for them. Garrison and then the Checkmate for the map 4. Obviously, the Garrison control. Kind of surprised the Subliners let through in the pick and bans just because Minnesota Røkkr have been dominant on that map throughout stage 4. So that'll be sort of the general idea, but even for the search and destroys, I mean, it's just truly who the hell knows. Because even though Minnesota have struggled, if you look at the players on their roster, you just don't expect that to continue in S&D. You expect these players to be able to be the playmakers on the map, have that pop-off potential. It's really just about putting it all together. But we're back on LAN for these two guys, or these two teams. And I mean, Clayster on the flip side for the Subliners, he's a man that no matter the environment is always able to turn up and bring up that energy. So I expect no different here. Frankly, I just want to see like your HyDra face cam reactions once Clay really starts getting hype and really starts getting into it, because it might be a little bit scary.
That's a good point, man. It's very different when he's just in your ear, you know, getting you pumped up, giving you the scream, that very first, let's go. Now in person, whew, HyDra doesn't know what's up. He's sitting right next to him as well. He's in the splash zone, baby. Once things get going and Clay gets firing, who knows? But there is a referee standing behind HyDra. It does look like he has moved away. And ladies and gentlemen, we do have another issue. HyDra is having something wrong with his controller. And friends, we will be right back. And upon our return, we're playing hardpoint. See you in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll never guess, but we're about to start the game. I believe all of the issues have now been resolved, all of the possible issues under the sun plagued these two teams either side. There was a fly at one point above one of their heads, and they had to deal with that one. You had to get the referees out. Only brought the bug spray, then the bug spray made the seat a bit sticky. I'm, of course, joking. None of this is true. We have gotten through our issues, and we're now ready to start the series. Huzzah! Hooray! And the crowd goes wild! Garrison hardpoint loading up the chance. Let's get it.
It's a very young audience we have these days. I thought it was 18 and up, but oh man. What is it, coronavirus? Hit us all different. But Garrison control, hardpoint. Wow, this is going to be a hell of a series we have, Miles, if we're not already completely delusional. The thing I'm looking out for the Subliners is the individual pop-off potential that guys like Mack and HyDra bring to the table, or maybe a Decemate. Maybe he comes out as the shining star in all of this hubbub of roster switch-ups the Subliners have been having to deal with. And of course, for the Minnesota Røkkr, need to make sure you take full advantage of one of these top teams not being at 100% capacity.
Well, we'll see. We're going to keep a very close eye on Decemate. Again, hard not to, as he's filling big shoes in this series. But off to the first hard point we go, and already Røkkr with a nice start. They've got themselves a couple of kills. They've got themselves that time. And we'll see just how well our rookies fare on land. That's going to be the story of the series for me, really. So far, so good. Røkkr keeping this one alive. And finally, the break's on. MajorManiak, the last player up in position to really contest that hill. Subliners, they start to tick the time over.
A nice break, and I think one of the interesting things about this team, maybe this is what we should have been talking about the entire time. As difficult it is to work a new player in on the roster, Clayster has to be one of the best players, if not the best player in the league, to make something like that work with, right? Even just the break on P1 we just saw, it was Clayster working with Decemate. They orchestrated the entire thing. And I have to imagine in comms, well, Decemate was just given the directions. His marching orders from Clay is now he's trying to roam top green, keep these players at bay, and try to secure this early rotation. However, Standy maybe has an opening, or maybe the COD timing doesn't go his way. Decemate sniffs him out.
So interesting again to think about trying to fit him into the system. Also getting him used to HyDra's comms. HyDra's, his accent's quite thick. We've heard him in the listenings, and I wonder how well Decemate will pick up on that very, very quickly. But there we go. Nice start still for Røkkr. We're seeing a brilliant rebound now from NYSL over towards the second hard point. 40 remaining on it, and so far so good. Mack, one of the absolute standout players for the New York Subliners, one of the standout players in the league on your screen right now. See if he can find some fantastic success so far, but he doesn't need to, because everyone else in his team is doing the good work for him. All he's got to do, pick up that hard point time and keep things going. Hello.
And this is just efficient work right now. Is HyDra. He has the entire team straight in front of him. Gets a couple shots in. Look how much he just slows them down. By the time they, try not to go for the solo challenge, they just get annihilated. The team kill comes through. And you talk about a nice little start from HyDra. It goes 0-3 off the rip, and now, he's thinking about some scored streaks. Maybe a bit too over-aggressive as he gets taken down, but hey, he gets to spawn right back up towards the new hard point. Is Minnesota, they're in a pretty tough spot already, down by about 40.
Mack was as surprised as we were, jumping back up to green and finding a player at his feet, but there we go. He was actually on a bit of a run for streaks there. The only player left now going for it is going to be Clayster. We'll see, though, if Røkkr can make their way over towards this hard point and get a bit of a break on. Attached to Standy now, making their way down that long lane, and big shots from Standy at range. Not quite enough to get it done. Decemate will get the better of him there. Now it's on to Attach, trying to make his way forward, and Clay gets kill number 5 in a row. Almost there for streaks, needs a few more, and there's 20-odd seconds remaining in this hard point, and it should go their way as well. Chance, NYSL, not really missing a step so far. Still looking very strong.
Not in the slightest. They have had pretty much zero pressure put on them this entire game, right? It's taken Minnesota an extra 2 seconds to try to challenge out HyDra. And even with the extra time spent, they sort of screw it up. A couple challenges inside the point. Maybe you could call it bad timing, but a little bit slow on the drop. And, frankly, they're down by 70. They do get the setup on this hill. You get a couple players pushed into dark. You got Attach roaming in the vent. So you get the setup that they want. And for New York, a break here. They're just going to have a very solid lead as the fights are coming through, and HyDra already able to find 2.
Oh, almost able to find another one there. Attached a little too strong again. Another veteran of the scene. Another animal. Big nades up from Clay. As the old head does what he can now. As players all around him. Nice bit of a reposition. Holding this time down well. Still keeping himself up and about. Looking good so far. Again, NYSL keeping the hard point alive. 25 seconds remaining here on the trash hard point. And we still have NYSL in control. Decemate, 9-6 so far. Not a bad start for him. Doesn't have a lot of hard point time, but that's not really what he's going for here. As the kills keep flying through. Nice hold still. Bit of a contest so far, Chance. And I will say, mate, New York Subliners, it has been a magnificent showing here in Garrison so far.
And certainly helpful that MajorManiak on the flip side is 2-12, so trying to take that 4v3. Not too shabby, and Subliners taking that full advantage. Fortunate for them, and well, maybe not even fortunate. I think they make the read that they're spawning in the back. Number 8, Standy, he spawns at the perfect moment to try to get the splits, but now instead of the splits, maybe you're going to get spawn trapped instead. Everyone trying to flood in through the brick side of things, but HyDra's been sitting there and waiting for the past 10 seconds. Not a lot of pressure being put on Subliners right now. This is just easy work for the New York team.
Well, Attach is going to try to get that pressure going. Only teammate around him right now, I mean, it is going to be Standy. Attach will drop. Standy makes his way to the hard point at the very least. How long can he stay here? Time helps. Kills are going to be really useful here, and HyDra is going to get the better of him. MajorManiak, 5 kills now as he's making his way slowly but surely back into the game. And oh no, caught out there by Clayster once again. As we will rotate back over towards that first hard point. Bottom side of the screen, you can see the lock that's just appeared. What Attach is playing for now is that control of next. Very, very important spot to be in. Can he hold on to it? For how long is the question, as HyDra makes things tough.
Well, HyDra does get decimated as the headshot multiplier coming through. Same with the instant kill, and where there's the second. Minnesota needs some sort of life in this game. Maybe Standy's the guy. He's got 2 players right now trying to hunt him down to get the top green, and he's slowing him down, at least able to take the third before he falls. And meanwhile, his team just been hanging out inside the hard point. They have dealt with all the pressure. New York, time and time again, trying to flood through green, getting picked apart where they make it happen. So many deaths for New York around this area. And well, right now, Attach is trying to play with his food. He does so. Pretty much the game plan right there for Minnesota. Super easy stuff. Keep green control, win the hill. And maybe not quite the full 60 as Subliners able to break through on P1, but certainly a nice little momentum shift potentially for the Røkkr.
Yummy! As we'll see if the momentum shift can continue. In the meantime, though, let's go for a very quick Astro Gaming listen-in with NYSL.
Go.
Back big door. Standy, one shot.
One pushing him. Backari, Priestahh. I'm here with you. Yeah, I'm playing a part. I'm in the back. I blocked it. Let's go. All right, huge break.
Yeah, one was Backari.
Gotta be back alley corner.
Another reflanking. Flash reflanking is dark. He's weak, Backari.
aLLeY one shot. He's in bricks. Nice.
Dead, Backari. One more close.
Attach that. Come on, go. I'm looking plat. They're gonna be behind us. I think one's behind us.
Top right down.
On
the trip.
Those blocks. Let's go. Radar.
You guys are by yourself. You always want red.
One shot major on a radar.
Take your time. All right, take your
Come left. He's killed. They're fighting. He's 30. I died to top green. He's spawn killing.
Hit on the box. On trip box.
Attach top green. One shot.
Top right down.
I'm coming alley. Hold on, JT. Hold on.
Already won.
Standy and P1. Guys. Standy right. I'm 20.
One shot.
One shot in hill, guys. I needed him.
Absolute backside.
Top of the side of the lane. He's really weak. Kill this guy. He's weak.
One shot.
He might have got streaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Huge break here, guys. Huge break. Come on.
Top float. Yep.
A red mid. Let's go. Work these kills together. Got me green. In green. Right corner. I didn't hit him. Nice. I'm going up mid.
Well, a little bit hard to say whether or not the comms are good, but certainly the energy is there. New York, again, just trying to make the best of a bad situation. And right now, the situation got to break through on a money hill, but that is not the start you want to have. HyDra is working towards that green alley. His entire team gets picked apart. This is where you just need to try to slay and find a couple kills and look for that opening, but New York have struggled to get through on this hill. This is the best Minnesota have looked all game, and a full 60 here will get them right back in this game. Minnesota were down by a ton. It looks like they got quite a bit of fight in them, bringing it all the way back to about dead even.
If we're going to have that intensity we heard in the comms, we can bring that to the game, that'd be ideal. But Røkkr, hold on once again. Perfect read as well. Standy, eyes are on, knows that NYSL will be spawning at the back. Oh, puts one down. Mack goes down as well. Standy making a statement there. 4 spree, takes care of the other rookies on the stage. And with that, you've got control going back the way of Røkkr.
And this is a tough spot too, because Subliners, they're spawning all the way out. So again, you go to the trash hill where Røkkr basically get the full setup that they want. I don't know if they're going to read the spawn out. By the way, HyDra making the play, doesn't even flood through green. He's going all the way around, but his teammates need to wait for him to find that opening. He's able to strike with the first, but gets cut down before he can make anything happen. And Priestahh picks up the big 2. Røkkr still keeping that map control, but maybe not too much of a hard point time going their ways. Well, they've been out of it for the past 10 seconds, so the kills haven't made too much of a difference.
Yeah, it's still trades are on point, and the Røkkr seems to be coming out on top most of the time there. They will be the last team standing over the hard point now. 15 seconds should be going their way. They've still got a lot of map control to work with as well. You can see that lock has appeared. The final hard point of this set on the left-hand side of the screen, and they've got it. Priestahh guarding that one with his life. Decimate trying to make his way forward, and it's MajorManiak who has certainly made a nice resurgence here in the map. He started things off very poorly indeed. What a comeback it's been. And there we go, Chance. Over 200 points crossed now for Røkkr. Things are starting to look up.
And what are those shots from HyDra? Good lord, ripping attach off the head glitch. But even while he's doing that, Standy, again, back in his home top green. Anytime he gets in that spot, he's picking up pieces left and right. Mack just falling into MajorManiak, who, by the way, started out like 2-13. MajorManiak has since turned his gameplay around, is now dead even. And right now, Minnesota have just gone a ridiculous run throughout the game. Top gearing control always in the back of their minds, and they're picking them apart. A two-piece for attach, and Subliners have just completely lost their stride as Røkkr taken over of the past like 3 or 4 hills. Not out of it yet, though. They need 30 more points to win this game. We're going to end up going back towards this P1 where Standy, the entry man, 2-streak he is on. He gets chopped, and Subliners, this is where you got to crank things up. You get to the hill first. You know pressure is going to be coming through top green, and you know you need to chain these next 2 hills together to have any chance of winning this game.
Here we go. We'll find out in a brief moment if NYSL, if they are those guys, can mount the comeback. Fresh hard points all there. Mack, nice shots. Not able to get the kills though. Standy, he may just be that guy. He finds a couple of kills there on point. Nice contest. 20 now for the win for Røkkr. And they get it done here. Yes, they can. They've got to hold it though. Mack's going to try to find an entry. Got to slow this down. The rest of his team are getting picked to pieces behind him. 10 now for the win chance. And MajorManiak, he has turned this game around. He was having an absolute stinker to start things off. Managed to get himself way into the positive now. Decimate on point, not able to get much more done. 5 seconds for the win now, and MajorManiak still on point, lives to fight another day. The contest, HyDra, can Priestahh stay alive? HyDra is going to be there to stop it, and ho-ho! With 2 seconds to spare. Subliners will see another hard point chance, but this is it, mate. It was a fun run, but it is over, and you've got to hand it to them. Minnesota Røkkr. It's all but done, and there it is. The final push over the finish line, and they take map number 1. And oh, baby, Standy's on his feet.
Standing very tall.
Very tall.
Maybe like 6 feet, a pretty tall one. And I gotta say, I was very concerned halfway through this game that even with the roster substitution, Subliners were just gonna bully them out. They had like a 100-point lead. Everything seemed like it was going correctly, but then MajorManiak apparently just flipped the switch. I basically stopped paying attention to him on the map after he was like 2-12, 2-13, whatever it was. Next time I saw it, he was dead even. Player on Minnesota got streaked out, but I mean, you go from down 150 to 50, give or take, end up just going on an absolute tear. I mean, they had maybe 4 hills back to back to back to back where the Subliners were just consistently on that back foot, unable to find their footing. And on the flip side for Røkkr, hell of a way to finish that game number 1. You start out slow like that, still get that dub. That has got to do wonders for your LAN confidence.
Yeah, what a game. Good start from Røkkr. Brilliant, brilliant effort from them to keep this one going. But friends, of course, we had a bit of a delay coming into this one, so we're not going to basically just throw on through. We're going to keep rolling through this series as fast as we possibly can. Subliners Røkkr. We've still got Search and Destroy coming up after this very, very quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere, friends. More Call of Duty League action coming your way.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming.
Welcome back, friends. We are on the precipice of a raid, search and destroy between the New York Subliners and Minnesota Røkkr. Røkkr taking that first hard point quite handedly. An incredible lead there from the New York Subliners, absolutely devastated. But now we go into the search and destroy. Let's take a look at the KD ranks here in stage 4. Chance, what do the numbers mean, Chance? The numbers.
I mean, if you just look at the highlights, right, it's the theoretical head-to-head matchup, right, main ARs versus the SMGs, and for the most part, it is definitely Subliners that have had that advantage. This has been Minnesota's weakest game mode throughout stage 4, but again, you just see that potential impact on board. aBeZy as the top 10 KD, 8 throughout the league. That's the man they're missing, and again, it's not even just the stats that aBeZy brings to the table. He is very much like the pinnacle of players that just, you have to watch what the guy does on the map, right? Route man gets paid, aBeZy, one of the very best at what he does. So obviously New York, it is a tough spot to try to fill in for this man, but Decemate is bread and butter, has been search and destroy. That is where he made a name for himself. And I think if nothing else, this is very much a game mode where you can just say, Decemate, what do you like to do? Go do that. We'll try and play around you. See if that man can have a little bit of that pop-off potential. Of course, on the flip side, Minnesota might have been 2-4 throughout stage 4, but they certainly had a bounce back of a game #1 performance where they were down by 100 points, ended up coming away with the victory. And by the end, a fairly comfortable one as well. We'll see if they have ironed out the kinks in their search and destroy gameplay as we go over to raid.
Good news again for NYSL. Decemate, bit of a search and destroy wonder kid. So that's a good thing. He may just be dead gay. What I mean? Dead gay, Bell. Unbelievable. What a thing to say. Here we go, though, into map number 2, Raid, Search and Destroy, NYSL, Minnesota Røkkr. We will be seeing Minnesota Røkkr on offense first. 2 bomb sites, it's first to 6. If you can detonate the bomb, yay. If you can kill the other team, yay. See who gets it done first. Here we go. Standy with the bomb, and we're going to B.
I think the rule is what? Priestahh, go make some noise, see if you can get a couple tags in, or maybe just connect with the stick right off the rip. First blood for him, and that is going to be a very free bomb plant over towards B. Where frankly for New York, this is not a fun spot to be, and maybe #1 on the map, Decemate can think about a flank, or maybe you're going to double hit down through pool steps.
Oh, the terrifying thing as well is Priestahh, he's in a position to maybe get like a lot of these kills. Oh, a lot of them. There's going to be 2 of them. Perfect timing. Clay's in trouble now. Boom! Clay's gone. Røkkr with a round. What an explosive start. P-Dog with 3.
And that really does seal the deal. I mean, the sticky grenade at the start is just a dagger of a way to open up the round. No trophies, and they triple stacked mid. Priestahh almost assuredly going to be able to connect with one of them and, well, turn that into the entire round. Perfect offensive start, and, well, New York, not a fun spot for them to be in the slightest. Gonna need to get a round win and try to get those vibes flowing.
Not fun at all, but now we see that 2-2 split. Clayster, nades are up. Does manage to land a little bit of a tag into attach, but Priestahh once again. That's 4-0 so far. Brilliant stuff on him on raid. Keep things flowing. Decemate and Clayster now trying to work through mid. Good tags either way. Not able to get the positioning though. Standy, oh my gosh. Oh, he manages to get alive there as again, attach. Does land the last kill, and Mack in a 1v4. And oh my word, Chance. NYSL, they are being dissected right now by Røkkr. See you later, Mack.
Ooh. Found Clayster's natural habitat. If he's on your team, I suppose you just make that part of the game plan at some point. That is just a devastating round. It's also a moment for Decemate. I don't know if that was the play call, but he basically burned his entire clip trying to shoot attach through a wall. Granted, had him 1 shot, and then just slid out into the middle of the map and just died immediately because, of course, Minnesota has someone in the middle. So, bold strategy, Cotton. It did not work out for him. And now for Minnesota, maybe there's going to be a trophy inside a kitchen, so maybe Priestahh doesn't get the stick, but either way, they completely bullied out the B site last go around. The strat has not been switched up already. That bomb working itself back over to site. and getting planted as well. And with the laydown, it's given up for free once again.
Yeah, but Decimate's here. Big
Never mind.
two-piece. That's a nice bit of work. Saves himself again with a trophy for the time being, but the nade is actually going to explode and take care of him. Still, 3v2 situation now. You've got 2 players over by bedroom for Røkkr. They do have coverage of the bomb site. Oh, but he can't get away. Mack's shots are good. Priestahh now on the 5 spree. If he can stay alive, excellent. If he can get both these kills, even better. Here comes the push, though. The first. Priestahh now on the 1v1 versus Clayster. Clay has to hunt him down. Less than 20 on the clock. Clay's fast. Clay's nimble. But the back and forth we go. The ring around a Rosie. The do-si-do. And Priestahh. Oh, he's going to lie on the stairs. 10 seconds. Clay's got to go for the bomb. And Priestahh nails it. Another brilliant round out of Røkkr. It's 3-0 chance. And they are having fun on that stage.
Oh, and even, dude, I mean, this is the play. I thought they gave up the bomb plant for free, but no one was watching pull steps in time, so it was a mishap from the Røkkr. Turned into a clutch by Priestahh, who, by the way, I think juked Clayster out of his boots just with that mantle. As soon as he mantles up, Clayster takes off. He's like, he's going to be going over towards top bedroom, but he mantles up, immediately doubles back, and just outplays him with the sound cue. Artillery already at his disposal, but frankly, he is the walking score streak, and now you might be walking over towards the A site that is as wide open as any site could possibly be as soon as Priestahh gets this call. I mean, it should almost be a guaranteed, at the very least, 1 kill, if not more.
We'll see if he can find it. MajorManiak, the lone player. Oof, Standy. Damn. First blood goes his way. Defense now stacking up from Minnesota Røkkr over towards A. Decimate getting involved. Mack gets the first on a MajorManiak. Can they stop Priestahh? That's the question. Second out of Mack's going to be great. Decimate now throwing mean shoulders. In and out he goes, trying to bait the play, but Priestahh holding firm now by the backside of the jungle. And here's the fight. Looking to get that last kill and get himself full streaks. Bomb now being planted. This could be it. Standy getting involved as well. And we do lose Priestahh. Streaks are done. Standy finds the second. And it's a 1v1 chance. Bomb down for New York.
And Decimate got the call out that he was one shot, so he goes hunting. And as soon as Standy heals, he makes the move, gets the kill. And back-to-back clutch rounds where Subliners do all of the hard work to put themselves in a good spot. You get first blooded, you're in a 3v4, you fight back, you get the man advantage. Just for Standy to come out in 1v3. Wins the first gunfight. Clay tries to challenge, gets eviscerated. And then perfect play towards the end. This is, I mean, as unfortunate as could possibly be right now for New York. 2 back-to-back clutch rounds. The first round, they got a sticky grenade to the face right off the rip. This has just been a cascade of negative things in the Subliners camp. As HyDra looking for his first kill still. And it's not like anyone else on the team doing too much better.
Bit of a catastrophe so far for NYSL. Still, capable players able to turn this around, but can they get it done against an extremely hot Priestahh? What the hell was he throwing? Oh, here comes another bit of throwing. Actually, no, it's going to be just a ping. But that's enough for now. Oh, my word. New York, it's tough. There's not a lot you can do against this. Standy's on a spree as well. 4. Mack get the kill. Bomb planted. There it is. Mack getting involved. Nice shots. 3v3. He's trying to do some sneaky stuff. Here goes the secret squirrel play in the Tatch. I don't think he's going to read this. Clay's got his ankles. Ow, ow, my feet. Ow, what's that? It's not fire ants, it's Clayster. And now he's on the flank.
He's going to have to go quick though. Priestahh, you saw for a second, was thinking about the artillery. Instead was thinking about the gunny and just calls it straight in. Wasting 0 time, and well, frankly, he just bought himself enough time. Minnesota Røkkr get the round win as Priestahh connecting with the nades, connecting with the gunfights. And look at this, pings it just for a second. And I thought he had burned the ping earlier, but whatever kind of information he had, or whether he heard him, or if Attach just called out, dude, what are you doing? Clayster's gonna push this. I mean, Priestahh just drops him, and he takes the gunfight too, for no reason, but why wouldn't you when you're killing like that? Hell of a game so far, 10-1. We're only 5 rounds in. Just do a victory lap, Priestahh, trying to get that 6-0.
This is a showcase of true excellence as Røkkr are having their way with NYSL. And this could be it. The 6-0, a headbutt towards ring, towards the A-bomb site. HyDra, what can you do? 1 and 5 so far. Standy opens up with a nice one there onto Decimate now. The push still opening up as NYSL getting involved. Attached, MajorManiak getting on board, and HyDra battling for his life, and he's still alive. No, Minnesota Røkkr, they close it out. It's a 6-0. It is an absolute wipe. A devastating round, and HyDra may have found his form towards the end. They're fighting tooth and nail here in the best play, but the best, I mean, MVP Priestahh. Wow. What a stunning search and destroy from the young man, and that is 2-0 in the series, the Minnesota Røkkr.
I mean, talking about taking full advantage of the situation that they had found themselves in. If search and destroy was a concern for them, I know they're playing against a team that has a sub. That is a dominant 6-0 win. I mean, I guess the sticker grenades on point is a big factor, a couple clutches here and there, but Priestahh, just a phenomenal search and destroy. Basically just trying to speed run through the map. Well, he took care of business. If you needed to clutch a 1v3, he did that. If you needed to get some score streaks to get the dub, he did that as well. But Minnesota on offense basically just bullying out that B site whenever they wanted. A clinical game from them, and yeah, highest streak of 7, 11, and 1. Padding those stats with a hell of a game, number 2.
I don't even know if having a seam in the roster would have made much of a difference there. That was one of those, you know, that was destiny right there for Røkkr. They could not fail. Every little thing they did, magic out of them. Pure magic. Priestahh, 10, or was it 11 and 1? Gotta get closer. 11 and 1, 7 spree, 1600 damage. Huge work. Woohoo! Well, New York Subliners fans, I'm sorry, that was not a fun watch. I hope you looked away. But for you Røkkr fans, let's have a quick look at our US Army tactical play. This is going to be Priestahh, and frankly, we could have picked almost any round we wanted. But instead, it was going to be this round 3 play, and chance, it was a fun one.
And this is very much just comes down to the finesse around bedroom towards the end. It is the job of the guy planting the bomb. As long as he gets it down, it doesn't matter if he dies. He has done his job. You get MajorManiak and Priestahh put up into power positions. Well, MajorManiak gets picked. Priestah's one shot, slides away, makes it work, and then I love the play call. Knows they're going to come push him out, wins the first gunfight, and then after this, I mean, just playing with this food. Plays the shoulders perfectly, hits that mantle, and immediately doubles back just to juke him out, because for sure Clayster heard it. And then after that, you talk about the audio cues. Well, Clayster broke glass. After that point, the deal has been sealed. And Priestahh, well, I mean, that was what, super early on in like the 3rd or 4th round. After that, there is just nothing you could do as Minnesota get their first 6-0 win on a search for the entire year.
Well, well, well. That was a rancid display out of Minnesota Røkkr. You got to hand it to them. Against a weakened New York Subliners, they took, quite frankly, every liberty they could. Well done to them, 6-0. That's 2-0 in the series so far. They only need one more map. Friends, this series, it ain't over yet, though. New York Subliners fans, we've got some fun footage to get us to break. But after this quick commercial break, we're playing Control. It is going to be on Garrison, and what a tough one here. The New York Subliners. You can see the frustration there on Clay. This one stings, but they've still got a shot in the series. It's not over yet. We'll be right back after this break.
Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Now, if you aren't aware, the Call of Duty League sends out beautiful, stunning emails before each major tournament. Each email is painstakingly handmade with love and care and filled with nothing but premium content. No spam whatsoever. So, scan the QR code on your screen with your phone and sign up today. When you do, you'll not only get informative and well-written content, but you'll also get a free and exclusive Send It calling card, which you can add to your inventory in Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. So if you're not on your phone right now, get your phone out and scan that QR code. Get yourself that Send It calling card and flex on your pals in game. Actually, flex on everyone. Friends, foes, frenemies, your bros, your sisters, your misters, your misses, you name it. Let's have a look at the control stats now going into stage 4 chance. And oh boy, Røkkr have the edge.
They have the edge indeed. And again, obviously, it can only be said enough times of how incredibly difficult of a spot the Subliners find themselves in. There was the brief moment when they had the 100-point lead where MajorManiak was 2-13, where I was like, wow, the Subliners basically haven't lost a step. At least in a hard point where they've been dominant, they still reign supreme. And obviously, that is not the case. Since then, Standy, I suppose, just hanging out on YouTube, watching himself make some highlights so he can clip it. That is comical. I guess you have that power. Now that we're playing on PC. That
just jumped on the YouTube. He's in the chat. He's like, yo, I'm nasty. He's like, boys, look at me. I'm nasty. And these casters are gassing me up indeed. Well, I hope he doesn't keep watching for too long. What a guy. If you keep watching, he might catch himself. Imagine watching himself on the main stage. What a strange world we live in. But there we go, friends. He is that guy. As we go now into our garrison control. The map is loading. The players are going into this one. And for the New York Subliners, last chance in this series. It's a winner's bracket matchup. Saving grace for them, of course, that if they lose this, they drop to the lowers. They still have time to play and practice and get Decemate more ingrained in the squad. More of a run can be had, but they've got to go big here. Røkkr, one of their favored game modes, on a good map for them. Chance. It's all sweet for Røkkr, but they still have to close out the map.
And again, it was a 3-0 record on this map throughout stage 4 in control. That is why their stats in the quick scope that you saw earlier look so damn good. And you gotta say, I think the order of operations for when a roster change comes through, S&D probably the most difficult mode to make those adjustments in. Control's right there behind it. So Subliners, again, they're gonna need someone just to pop off to have that potential to get this win. And it is a full stack through the middle of the map. And yeah, HyDra, he finds that opening pick. Subliners, first team to strike.
Yeah, they look looking fine so far. Standy's going to drop down after getting his. And HyDra's just trying to be annoying. And annoying he is. I'm not sure what the annoying is in French, but he's thinking it right now. Decemate also getting involved. Priestahh doing what he can now do. Take care of those players on offense. Mack's going to try to hunt him down. Nice work out of Priestahh. 3-0 on attack. Trying to keep the defenders at bay. Beautiful shots out of him. HyDra's nade's going to get the job done in the end. There we go. First segment at A, complete. Oh, chance. This is a good look for Røkkr so far.
Good look indeed, and Standy's able to find the first. You expect MajorManiak to be able to get the trades, but he can't find it. At least able to get out with his life, and, well, you got at least a tick progression over towards A, and, well, you might lose a little bit of map pressure, but even still, you got Priestahh right back on the B point. He gets dealt with as well, so, I mean, Subliners for a minute, they're getting spawn killed. They got players in their base. They have dealt with it in a fairly strong fashion, as now the map has been effectively reset. And Subliners, quite a bit of map pressure, unfortunately for Clayster, though. MajorManiak, he's been doing that hop-up even from game number 1. Finds the pick there, finds the pressure over towards B until HyDra shows up, finds 2, and New York Subliners holding strong.
Yeah, a lot of fight in the Subliners still. You'd like to see that. 35 seconds on the clock. They have to hold the line. Keep those members of Røkkr off of A and B. That's all they need to do. Sounds so simple. Where it's so easy, because here comes Røkkr. Forward they go. Priestahh. He's going to be the one who drops there to Clay. Clay trying to line up. There's MajorManiak from the hop-up once again, managing to fight his way out of that position. He's going to take some heavy tags. Clayster has seen these tricks before, and he will not fall prey to them again. Defense holds, though. Less than 10 remaining here, and we should see this go to the Subliners. Are any craziness chance? And that should be that. Good hold out of New York. They will keep the life lead. They take the round.
And I suppose in a sense that is like a somewhat of a small risk to try to attack A first. Like it's always good news when you get that ticket progression, but then if you never get B, I mean, it might be tough long term. Again, round 5 is decided by who does better on the actual objective, and only 2 ticks through on an offensive round. It's not the worst, but it is certainly far from the best. An opportunity for the Subliners here. Again, even if they just capture the B point, don't capture A and lose on offense, they're still not in a bad spot in the slightest. HyDra, by the way, having a very strong first round, 8-4 to his name. Obviously a thorn in Minnesota Røkkr side.
I like thorns here from the New York Subliners. They need a couple more thorns, preferably 4 of them. Max stun's going to give away a lot. Attach, oh baby, throw shoulders, he gets some damage in. And Attach is feeling himself. Mack's going to win it though. Whew. I like that. 2 down now for Røkkr. HyDra on the flank. Ooh, MajorManiak will make the read and hold it. But Mack still starting to work the spree forward. Gets himself 3 in a row now. And Røkkr getting aggressive, trying to make their way forward. And they might just be able to do that. Mack's run comes to an end. MajorManiak being the dagger in the back. 1 minute on the clock. Subliners still trying to get on those points.
Decimate looking for some sort of opening, but obviously it's not difficult. As soon as he gets 1 kill, just gets tagged up immediately, naded out, hunted down, dropped off the map. You're looking for someone right now to maybe step up and try to pick up a 2-piece, or maybe just a spread of kills across the board. New York trying to work their way forward, but every time they're just getting met. Attach and Standy lighting up the feed, and the MajorManiak, the cherry on top. That is a clean 4 down, and we talked about how 2 ticks progression isn't the best on offense for Minnesota. Well, it has been 0 ticks on the flip side for Røkkr, who are now stuck in their base, and well, you got to check your corners because Attach just sitting there playing ratty. Picks up the 2. Another clean 4 down. Attach thinking about some score streaks. Is Minnesota running away with this round?
Got to take care of Attach. Clay gets it done. That's a big win. So you stop the streaks at the very least. You will not win the round. You don't have to worry about any stuff falling on your head outside of satellites in Warzone right now. And that's a limited time thing. So you don't have to worry about that too much. We are 1-1. Defensive rounds going their way. Stuff either side.
Those are big wins right there as well. You saw that was a situation where Mack, after he killed Attach, even got a shot or 2 into MajorManiak to make him weak. And it's an unfortunate thing where you see Mack had a really good attempt at trying to help his teammate take MajorManiak down. He doesn't, and that turns into the best play, where Mack ends up getting flanked by MajorManiak as well. So beautiful stuff on the defensive side of things for the Røkkr. And somewhat of a back and forth game here, as HyDra is still probably the standout player in the lobby. But we go again. Minnesota last time early attacks over towards A. It looks like this time around much more of a stack, more of a standard, a normal setup, working their way towards B.
How that stack goes though. Will it be a sweet syrupy stack? Will it be more of a stack of bricks? Let's find out. That gets that first blood. Aggression now mounting HyDra as everyone from NYSL, they strike from the shadows. It's HyDra on a 4 spree. We love that. Starting to get aggressive, starting to move forward. The defensive rounds have been the saving grace of the New York Subliners so far. MajorManiak's going to find one on Clay. HyDra though, can't quite get both. Going to dip on out. Standing now with an opportunity to go forward. Attach backing him up. MajorManiak trying to get involved as well. And if you can take care of a couple of these members of NYSL in mid, they're making it hard. Props to Decimate there, trying to make the play still going. There's going to be 2 there from Standy. Oh, wow. No, not 3. Brilliant stuff, though. As they now have 1 opening to get to B chance, and this is the first opening they've really had so far with 40 seconds on the clock.
And it's really felt like SMGs really on both teams have been running the show and controlling all of the action. I don't know if we've seen any ARs really picking up a ton of kills for the moment. Maybe there's not a ton of kills to get if you got HyDra on your team, but Attach and Priestahh, everybody with the sub, the 774U setup paying dividends right now. You get 1 tick over towards B, and based on the response from Subliners, they're just going to give this one up and try to fight for their lives over towards A, because Priestahh in and around bricks, trying to cause problems, but where he falls, the B zone is going to fall as well. Minnesota, a fairly strong advantage in this map so far, and well, this round as well. Minute and 30 seconds to work with.
Decimate, oh my word, trying to stay alive. 7 HP. That nade's not going to get it done. He will live to fight another day. Decimate proving real hard to kill. Holding that line though. He's going to be the first line of defense. For to the battle line though. HyDra living to fight another day. Beautiful shots. Unable to get MajorManiak as well. But that's what friends are for. As Clay comes out of nowhere. Lands the shots. Now NYSL starting to catch fire. Starting to get a little dangerous. Can they get these players off of the A zone? That's the question. Oops. Clay gets a couple in his teammate.
Well, they got him off indeed. Attached, by the way, he only has 3 kills, but that actually seems like a ton of progression to the artillery. Maybe I'm just faded, but hey, it doesn't make a difference. He gets dropped in New York again on the defensive end. Much easier to hold, even if the teamwork isn't super fresh. This one isn't super complicated. They're doing a fantastic job. Decimate, a couple shots through on Standy. Someone else is there for the cleanup. Mack is there to get the kill. And 45 seconds now just left on the clock. And you see the idea. Priestahh trying to go all the way around back and trap these players in. And to his credit, there might be the opportunity for him to make a play. This is a straight up 4-on-4 fight, and Priestahh, the first shot's coming through. Can't find the opening, but MajorManiak does. He gets the first blood, Standy gets the next, and the trades are through. All of a sudden, HyDra by himself, but he gets dropped. 3 bodies on point. This zone, it's gonna fly.
Oh, it's gonna fly so fast. 3 players there. The 4th could come through any moment now. You've got to go, New York. Go, go, go. Get on it. Mack with the contest. Kills come through. Standy finds 2. Attach gets the others as well. And Røkkr get the round in a hail of gunfire. The market is closed. The trades are done. And you give them one opportunity to get on the point, and they do just that. And they get the cap through. Sound stuff out of Minnesota. One more round is all they need.
And it feels rare to have the team on offense to really get an opportunity where they almost get like the perfect setup for the break, right? They basically trapped everybody in, get a couple players in the square. Priestahh got behind enemy lines, and it wasn't scattered. No one fell. It basically was like a 3-2-1 snap for the go. As soon as MajorManiak got that first blood, everybody makes their moves and just swarms on the point. That is wonderful teamwork coming out of Minnesota. You get that offensive win, now you just got to clutch up on defense, and you will be good to go for the 3-0. You got to imagine with the way the series is played out, that is almost an expectation at this point. Subliners trying to look for a little bit of life, but even off the opening break, I mean, they just have 0 openings on the map.
Oof, HyDra can't quite make it forward. Good kill out of Standy there. That's 5. Oh my god, that's 6. They puts it to bed. But that's full streaks though. Or Standy. They doing a lot of work here to capture the B zone. Doing it all alone right now. You see that mini-map. His teammates trying to come forward, but Priestahh just a nuisance. 3 HP. And you still have to deal with him. He's still alive. Decimate finally gets it done. Good job. Now the play from top green. The defenders are there. Standy comes through from the wings. Beautiful work once again. Still has those streaks to play with. Less than a minute on the clock. NYSL have got to get going. You need to see them get some captures or slay Røkkr all the way back to their spawn. Let's see what they can do.
I mean, this is very much a moment where I don't even know what you can do, because you got to deal with Standy, who is the peace machine. And even though he gets dealt with, well, Subliners, you think for a moment maybe an opportunity to make some moves somewhere on the map, but they're just playing for kills at this point and able to get quite a few. MajorManiak, the last one standing, the man trying to make the heroics inside of life, and he stays alive and get the kill. Decimate, we will see you later. Is MajorManiak again roaming through L, finding these picks and just helping be the dagger on the round. Good Lord, those shots look clean. You're stuck in your spawn, and you got Standy calling in the streak. Subliners, I mean, best of luck trying to get out of this one. Put in the blender. 20 seconds left to try to find control at either point, but the thorn in their side, pick a player. It is him, and currently MajorManiak, the one they need to get past.
Well, Mack does get it. Now to the B zone. 9.9 on the clock. You better capture this one, boys, otherwise it is over. Life count just in favor of NYSL for now. HyDra still putting up a good show at 23 and 18, but here comes that cruise missile. Should find a couple over by the A zone. Plays in middle. Oof, just about dodged it. HyDra, he's on B alone, and he goes down. Still got a player there to make the contest. That's on A, though. That's not on the B zone. They've got to win this. Clay's going to do it alone. There's Standy. Attach making the play. He gets down as well. Now the clock ticks, and you have to get across towards the B zone. This could be a disaster. 3 seconds. Attach is trying to slay these players out. There's the contest. HyDra's got to stay alive. HyDra dies. HyDra dies, and it's over. Røkkr, they get it done. 3-1. They had to make the beeline across map. Once the streaks landed, it was over. They had to make the gut decision, and they couldn't quite make it work, and there you go. Røkkr take the series, and it is true commiserations to NYSL. They have been dealt a very, very heavy hand. It's the first time they've run with Decemate, and all things considered, it could have been a hell of a lot worse. But for them, that is an incredibly frustrating series. But congratulations to Røkkr. They will move further into the winners bracket.
Certainly a heartbreaker of a situation for the Subliners camp. And on the flip side for Minnesota, it is very much the case where if you are given this sort of situation, an opportunity to take down one of the best teams when they are in a weak spot, you got to make sure you take full advantage of it, and they absolutely did. Ridiculous comeback they had in the first hard point. Nothing but outright dominance in the search and destroy, and frankly just taking care of business towards the tail end of the control. Not a fun spot for the Subliners in the slightest, but for Minnesota, the best way that they could have started off their tournament, getting that 3-0 win.
A magnificent confidence boost as well for them. I mean, you come into this, a lot of questions. Standy, how's he going to perform on LAN? We've seen him perform online, there's a lot of trust in his comms and his attitude, and he certainly came to play today. A wonderful debut here on the local area network. I don't know what the D stands for, but we'll find that out later. You tell me, Twitter, what does the D stand for in LAN? There we go. A nice start to the campaign here in the Major 4 for Minnesota Røkkr. Priestahh, what an incredible performance from him on that search and destroy, man. Really, that was a highlight reel and a half. And a huge comeback in that first hard point too. That Garrison hard point, I thought it was over. I thought New York had that one, but a 100-point comeback, you name it, it all went their way. Commiserations again to NYSL, but Røkkr, baby, they have come out swinging. There's a look at the stats.
And honestly, looking back at it, it really can't be understated how important that first comeback was, right? If you give a map up to Subliners, especially when it was looking to be in dominant fashion and start giving them confidence for the rest of the series, things potentially could have gotten out of hand, but Standy taking care of business, not just in the control, but frankly throughout the entire series. It was him and Attach, by the way, on that first Garrison hardpoint, making all sorts of plays, top green, in and around the map, picking up the pieces. Getting that dirty work done and making sure they get that nice victory screen towards the end. How beautiful that stage looks, Miles.
Oh, a glorious stage, but only one team can truly win it, and oh dear, that's the final few moments of that matchup. A stinger, truly, for NYSL. That's the other side of it. Someone's got to win, and the losers, it hurts a lot. That was a painful one again. The last moments of that matchup, again, they'll be watching that one back later on today, and they'll be kicking themselves indeed, to a degree. But again, GG's in the chat, friends. First day of LAN is almost come to a close, and who'd have thought bloody 3-0s in the winners bracket? 2 3-0s? OpTic Dallas, I thought it was going to be a banger. 3-0. 3-0.
I've got no words for that one yet. I was expecting 3-0 weather. Very quick end of the day as far as the actual series are concerned. It is LAN time, and we get to see who turns up when it truly matters most for the first time in a year and a half. And well, so far, Empire had provided, Minnesota had provided, and of course, a couple teams in the losers bracket, right? Seattle, maybe the potential to make some sort of run. You got Octane dropping like a 1.7, whatever it was, KD. Yeah. To kick the tournament off, Miles, it is good to be back.
Good to be back, baby. Before we get on with the celebrations, the general grandeur around being back on LAN, we do have a scuff play of the game to look at. We're going to be giving it to Priestahh, because teamwork is nice, but when P-Dog is frying like he was, I believe this was round 3, oh baby, mwah, chef's kisses all round. This is your scuff play of the game.
Trying to make some of these Italians happy. And honestly, it's not just Priestahh for the play of the game. It is the entire team. It was the setup. Priestahh is back here for a solid 15, 20 seconds. He waits for his teammate to help him out. And as soon as MajorManiak finds that first blood, it is just the bolt out to the point. I think MajorManiak found the pick from top green. Everyone else flooding in through the brick side thing. And again, there was a standoff effectively for 15, 20 seconds before that. Minnesota set it up perfectly. And again, if you're going against a team that has a new roster, you got to make sure the teamwork is on point. Minnesota, that is the perfect moment, the encapsulation of that idea. Take care of business with that 3-0 win. And again, get the juices flowing. Get that LAN vibe. Get Standy into the mix. He's taller than we expect, and the gameplay matched his height.
Taller than Clay's right stick. There we go, though. Let's take a quick look at the social soundboard powered by Astro. And Hunty says, who could stop Priestahh? Or Priestahh? Priestahh? Who knows, mate? And Steve says Priestahh's a glitch, and he's not wrong. An absolute maniac on the map. Incredible search and destroy performance we saw on that raid, and honestly, he's had a great day. He had a fantastic day. Welcome back to LAN, pals. But here we go, look at the bracket here in Major Tournament number 4. And again, we say commiserations to those teams and the winners. 0-3! I'm disappointed. It was a good day, though. Good games, all things considered. 0-3, come on! Winners round 2, though, set to be a real stage. FaZe taking on Røkkr next. Empire taking on Ultra. And our elimination bracket matchups, of course, Mutineers playing the Guerrillas. How long can they keep the run up? And for Legion, it will be Seattle Surge. Will they be washed over there? And the winner of that, of course, plays OpTic, Mutineers, Guerrillas, Subliners waiting in the wings in elimination round 3. And oh my God, day 1 of the tournament. Welcome back to LAN, friends. We hope you've enjoyed it, as we certainly have. A very crisp game and level playing field, and some of the same faces, the same teams doing the good old stuff. But you know, there's individual plays chance just that little bit crispier. You know what I mean? That just, we saw Tane, big man Octane going wild today. 1.7. We've seen goods all round. Exciting stuff, mate. You got any takeaways from the LAN so far? What's your favorite thing?
I don't know what my favorite thing is. Maybe just the fact that we're back. But one series I'm incredibly interested to watch now is that Paris versus Seattle battle, because that could be incredibly comparable between those two teams. But if we get the Seattle that we saw today throughout this series, I mean, if they get that win, then they get OpTic after that. And OpTic is the team where they snap their 10-game losing streak against. So if you're thinking about a loser's bracket run potentially, in my mind, Seattle probably right now the team to watch.
My bracket is entirely ruined if when that happens, but we'll get to that when we get to that. There can be only one true recipient of the interview for the Game Fuel Victory Spotlight, and it has to be Priestahh. Priestahh will be chatting to Jess right now. Jess, Priestahh had one hell of a day. Let's hear what he has to say.
Thank you so much, Miles. Priestahh sure did have one hell of a day, and he is here with me for the Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. I mean, what a statement to open the major, and we saw Twitter absolutely gassing you up. How does it feel to be back on LAN?
Feels good. I mean, we've been playing from the same room in all the other matches, but just being in this atmosphere, playing against, like, across the other team, it's just different, so it's awesome, and I'm glad to be back.
Let's talk about Standy. You know, we've all been so excited to see what he can do at his LAN debut, and he even shared with me yesterday that he was feeling a little anxious, but I could tell he was just so hype as well. What do you have to say for, you know, how he did today?
Yeah, I mean, eLLeY is nasty. He's gross. Ever since he joined our team, we've all been gassing him up and just telling him to keep doing his thing and just stay confident. When he's confident he's on, like, when he's firing on all cylinders, he's insane, so.
And that was an absolute pleasure to watch. Next up tomorrow, though, you're going to be facing FaZe. So what is kind of the main focus for you for that series?
Yeah, I mean, we just played them not too long ago. We had a really close series. So, I mean, it's just cleaning up the mistakes that we made last time. Just mainly our comms. Our comms is a huge problem, and when our comms are really good, we play really well. So that was the main thing, and just S&D. I mean, they're a great overall team, so we just got to come out and do our thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We're all so excited to watch you guys again tomorrow. And back over to you guys at the desk. Thank you so much.
And there it is. The fist bumps are out. It's good to have everyone back in one place. And we thank you, friends, massively for, again, sticking this one out with us. Sorry for all the technical delays. We're just happy to be back. We're just happy to be back here at the LAN with all the victory and all the lights and everything and the players and the fist bumping and the desks and the tables and the crowd and the what? And there you go. Chance, what a day it's been, brother. I mean, really, it's good to be back. It really, really is. It's one thing to be doing this all from home, to be doing this online, and yeah, we're technically at home, but still, this whole thing has been one hell of a day, mate. And we've got, what, a few more days of this? I've got no idea where we go from here, brother. It's going to be wild.
And it's LAN, so, like, no more excuses. I guess unless you're a team that had to make a roster change within the past, like, 48 hours, we give, like, a little bit of, like, love to those guys because that is too tough of a spot. But for everyone else, it's LAN time. It is as close to perfect Call of Duty as you're gonna have. It's time to show up for all of these players or teams or whomever that have been talking smack. If you don't show up when LAN is finally here after this long, well, I don't know what to tell you. Then it was just chatter all along.
Yeah, we'll see you back online where they're shielded by their pings. But that's it for myself and Charles. We hope you enjoyed the 3-0s today. We hope you enjoyed all the matches today. But we're not quite done yet, friends. We're going to throw this one back to the wonderful desk, to Lottie, Nameless and Study, to break down all the goods you saw and get you titillated to day 2.
Well, the sun has set over Dallas, and I tell you what, a lot of teams have settled down for the night, including those that have settled into the elimination bracket, and some have settled on an airplane home, unfortunately, already. It's been quite the day here, the first day of this major, and first day back on LAN. Let's take a quick look at the bracket just to see where we're at, folks. And I wonder how many of you have a perfect matchup on this bracket as well with your pick'ems. We've seen epic stuff here today, but I've got to say, some of the standouts have to be in the winners bracket right now. Røkkr taking Subliners 3-0, a huge sweep right there, sending them all the way down to elimination round 3. And then we have Empire 3-0ing OpTic, which was kind of shocking, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I think a lot of people are expecting a lights out match there, at least a game 5, and potentially an OpTic win, just based on how much OpTic were hyping up coming back to LAN. It's been epic. And I'll tell you what, guys, elimination bracket as well, right there, Surge. Really looking forward to seeing them play once again, because they are back right now, and on LAN, they're frying, to say the least. Now, obviously, 4 winners, 2 teams have already been sent home. Gents, let's react to this game. Subliners versus Røkkr. Røkkr looking absolutely insane. A 6-0 sweep on S&D as well. Stud, what do you make of it? New York, just not looking like the New York we're used to.
It hurts. It hurts watching New York fall the way that they just did in a 3-0 fashion, because they had the momentum in that map, number one. They just didn't have the ability to close it out. And this is where you're thinking about that roster swap where Asim, he's such a big part for this team, and it just showed throughout this entire series. Obviously, he's going to lead the way when it comes to vocally in that hard point, but S&D, the fact that they got 6-0 there, man, they are really missing this guy. And Røkkr, they just played a great series from start to finish. Shout out to Priestahh. The guy went off today.
Yeah, everybody in Røkkr was phenomenal. Standy as well. He proved that he can really go off on LAN. In that first hard point, they were down and out. They were down a decent amount of points. MajorManiak starting off the game, not great at all. I mean, the guy was triple negative to start the game. Ended the game on like 21-10. He was just going off in the second half. It was really P4 on that second rotation, which Study will get into here in a moment. They started to play great. And then in that search and destroy, lights out. Priestahh picking up those streaks. That crazy round where he was just running around bedroom, able to turn up there. Røkkr looked like they had it all together, but they were going up against a weak New York squad who didn't have their in-game leader in search and destroy, and their playmaker. I mean, he pushes up, he gets those initial kills, he'll bait for anybody on the squad. It's tough to change. I mean, you can't just come in with a pickup squad and win games. We saw LA Thieves try to do it. We've now seen New York try to do it. It just doesn't work. These teams are way too good now.
Yeah, definitely. I think, Asim losing Clay's right-hand man, the guy who is also calling stuff out, calling the shots as well on the map, was very difficult to watch, especially with New York and so close to LAN and it happening there. But I got to say, Røkkr, lights out though. Lights out, regardless of the situation. They still played incredibly. It would have been upsetting to see Røkkr maybe play down to New York at the time. But I'll tell you what, Hardpoint, Garrison Hardpoint, Røkkr, stud. Got to talk to me. Talk to me about this. What did you notice?
Yes. Yeah, so in that first map, New York, they started off that map hot. I'm pretty sure they put themselves up 100 points. But this is basically where the momentum switches from New York's side to the Minnesota Røkkr side. Right here when they are up about 90 points. So you have Attach, who's in a great position. He knows that his teammates putting great pressure onto us at P1, and his job is to keep control of this top green. He's able to find that first kill onto Mack, but finds the second onto Clayster. And those are 2 huge kills, because both of those players are still going to continuously spawn in the back. But Attach has done such a great job at just stalling time, picks up that kill on Decemate for his teammates to eventually get to him. So they were able to trade a couple kills on that side of the map, which forces a couple players from New York to spawn all the way out towards P3. So right now, Minnesota, they're getting the favorable spawns, even though New York are picking up this remaining time of jump time. And you have a couple players from Minnesota losing a couple gunfights that are going to spawn all the way across the map. But this is where 2 players on Minnesota go huge. Priestahh was able to at least eliminate those players outside of bricks. And then eventually they held that entire 60 from that P2 from the front side. Then they were able to chain it to P3, get a full 60 there to tie that game up. That was that moment right there where New York just couldn't get a break. And we even heard it when they went into that listening. Clay said, we need this break right here to close out this game. And they just couldn't get it, man. Minnesota, with their teamwork, were able to hold down that P2 for a full 60, chain it to a P3, and then eventually build that momentum to bring that game back and eventually closing it out.
You're right, Stud. Teamwork was definitely there when it came to Røkkr. And we heard in the interview Priestahh talk about the communications. Real quick, Nameless, I want to ask you, man, with communications, he said it was their biggest weakness and that if the comms are on, they're on. How do you improve comms? What do clean comms really look like, and how do you actually improve that as a team?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a mindset thing. Everybody has to be fundamentally sound in their gameplay. You can't be complaining at all going into it. You have to be calm as well. For Minnesota, obviously, these are all veteran players. Besides Standy, he's learning from some of the best to ever do it, though. And, you know, it's just something that you have to implement over time. You go back to a situation like, okay, maybe I was talking a little bit too much there. It's a lot of self-reflecting after games individually. You have to look at yourself and be like, okay, this is what I need to do better here. I need to be clear and concise so I have backup here. And it's something they must have worked on with their coaches after matches, just focusing on, and it clearly paid off in the series.
Yeah, it certainly did. Well, thanks for that insight there, Nameless. I tell you what, though, we need to talk about our biggest takeaway from day one, because, of course, this is LAN. This is Major 4. We have to talk big picture, folks. So, gents, what is your biggest takeaway from today?
I think my biggest takeaway from today has to be Seattle, man. Like, they are the story right now for me, because they were the team sitting dead last throughout a total of 4 different stages. They had a total of 60 points, and it just hasn't been clicking for them online. Then they get to LAN, and you just see the Seattle team that I was wanted to see for a really long time. Octane playing some of his best Call of Duty, Gunless being there to help him, but also Prestinni finding that confidence and that consistency in his gameplay to just run around the map and do whatever he wants when his assault rifle players are doing the damn thing. 1.7 out of Octane today. Oh, man, I can't wait to see what he's able to bring tomorrow.
For me, you know, Surge looked great. They did play the London Royal Ravens, though. So I'm going to go with Dallas Empire.
Yeah,
These guys beat OpTic Chicago, the team that couldn't wait for LAN. I mean, they smoked them 3-0. It was a smoke show. And they look phenomenal. Vivid as well. I mean, being on this team, he's had a ton of pressure since he joined this roster. He has not been playing well by any means in any match. I mean, you can point out any map, he just basically got smoked up until today. This guy was frying today in the match on LAN, destroying on the stage. I really like what I saw out of them. Even Crim not having the best map 1, they were still able to get it done in the search and destroy. The adjustments were there. They just look like a completely brand new team. It was shocking to see them playing at that level after what we've seen in stage 4 groups.
Well, you know what, gents? Do you know what my biggest takeaway of day one is? Is that this league never fails to surprise me. My goodness. I already am pretty upset with my bracket right now, because I thought I had a pretty decent kind of tell on what was going to happen. And boy, was I wrong. My goodness. This has been a whirlwind of a day one, and it has been epic. I've loved every single second of it, from the highs to the lows to everything that has been going on. And it just means that I can't wait to see what tomorrow's going to bring, because Lord knows what my bracket's going to look like by tomorrow. Honestly, it just might be chalked right from the get-go, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, mine's definitely chalked. I tell you what, folks, talking about what we're going to have from the get-go, let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow to find out what is coming your way that day. First off, we have Paris Legion versus Seattle Surge. Mutineers are going up against LAG. A big game is coming our way. You may see a banger. Toronto Ultra versus Dallas Empire is coming to your screens. And then lastly, Atlanta FaZe versus Minnesota Røkkr. Really excited to see these teams play on the board, and the first time for some of them, for LAN, which is going to be absolutely wicked. Gents, looking at our schedule, what is the match you can't wait to see the most?
For me, I think it's got to be Ultra versus the Empire, man, because the way that Empire came out today versus OpTic, like Nemo said, that was a smoke show. So I'm excited to see if they're the real deal Holyfield going up against a team like Toronto, who are number 2 throughout every single team that we have in the CDL. I'm looking at the SMG battle between both rosters. You have Vivid, who just played outstanding today, sitting right next to his MVP and Shotzzy, and then Bance all throughout stage 4. The guy was just putting up numbers, and him and CleanX, you know what kind of story that they tell. So I'm excited to see that battle tomorrow.
I'm going to go with FaZe and Røkkr. Røkkr looked great in their last match, right? But I want to see FaZe. They've been dominating, tormenting online the last couple of years. These guys can also do it on LAN, but I can't wait to see it again. I want to see how good they truly are in their match tomorrow. It's going to be exciting.
It really is. You know what? I can't wait to see them all. I want more. I want more LAN. I want more Major 4. I want tomorrow already. So on that note, I'm going to sign off. Well, I'll tell you what, first day of Major 4 is done and dusted, folks. I hope that our first taste back to LAN was up to your liking, because it certainly was up to mine. It was full of major moves. It was full of surprises and upsets. Tomorrow is a new day, and we have more teams fighting for their tournament lives. So day 3 of LAN coming your way tomorrow. Good night, folks.
Map Ravens players are struggling just to even get visuals on the hill because of how great that Octane is playing. Once again, off spawn, he's able to provide a headshot for good measure. 5 seconds left.
before this one is in the books. And you can kiss it goodnight, Seattle. Walk away with our first LAN victory. And it is Octane who has showed up to play, putting up a highlight type of performance there to close things out on Checkmate. 35 seconds left, and the Guerrillas, they've got to get going. Knowing that, two players quickly challenge from the top side as aBeZy now in a position to flank, but it's Kenny who's able to escape. It's a 2 versus 1, favoring the Guerrillas. Just like that, Slasher's able to trade it out. Into the 2-on-2, trying to catch the shoes, and he's done it. aBeZy versus Slasher. Can aBeZy seal it here? And he will! It's a Guerrillas victory.
Down further, final 10 seconds, this is it, the 3-1, unless someone can get on that point. Envoy making the mad dash, he does, 2.6 seconds, and he wins the gunfight though. He's got to stay alive, Shotzzy's there to get it, no one left from OpTic to make the run, and it was a heroic attempt, but it was not enough. Dallas make it a 3-0 here on day 1. 9.9 on the clock. You better capture this one, boys, otherwise it is over. Life count just in favor of NYSL for now. HyDra still putting up a good show at 23 and 18, but here comes that cruise missile. Should find a couple over by the A zone. Plays in middle. Ooh, just about dodged it. HyDra, he's on B alone, and he goes down. Still got a player there to make the contest. That's on A though, that's not on the B zone. They've got to win this. Clay's gonna do it alone. There's Standy, Attach making the play. He gets down as well. Now the clock ticks, and you have to get across towards the B zone. This could be a disaster. 3 seconds. Attach is trying to slay these players out. There's the contest. HyDra's got to stay alive. HyDra dies! HyDra dies, and it's over! Røkkr, they get it done. 3-1.